This is Lee with 82 Game and 12 here on channel Sons of Liberty 75. This will be video 2 of my playthrough of 3 different games dealing with Talavera, the battle that took place in Spain July the 27th and 28th of 1809. And so we've got 3 different games we're going to take a look at. We've got the Marshal Enterprises La Bataille de Espagnol, Talavera, which had been bought out by Clash of Arms, and they were reprinting these games that Marshal Enterprise had already produced and sold. And this is volume 3 of the Clash of Arms production. Then we have Multi-Man Publishing production of Talavera and Vimeiro, and it's part of the Napoleonic Battle series, which originally I think was called the Napoleonic Brigade series, designed by Dean Essig. All of that information for these games I'm going to put in the description, and so look there for designers and key people involved. And then we have Kevin Zucker's The Library of Napoleonic Battles, produced by Operational Studies Group, and this is volume 7 of his series. Peninsular War Part 2, Napoleon's Quagmire. Part 1 hasn't been produced yet, and I'm hoping that after can't think of what he's on now that he's working on, but hopefully the next one will be either, well, I hope it's going to be part 3 maybe. No. Yeah, part 3. So we'll see. So those are the 3 games, and of course I talked about this in the first video of the scales for each game. So we're going to start with La Bataille and then go to the NBS, okay, which is the Multi-Man Publishing, the Napoleonic Brigade series, NBS. And then we're going to go to Kevin Zucker's the Quagmire. So that's how the order we're going to go. But we're not going to play one solid game and then go to the next one and play all of it and then play. No, we're going to go hour by hour. So we're going to play an hour of La Bataille, an hour of NBS, and then an hour of Quagmire. When we get to the time that Quagmire starts. Okay. I've got 2 different times. One in the scenario says 10 o'clock. It says 6 o'clock is when it starts, 6 a.m. But yet the turn track shows day of battle starting at 10. So I've got to figure that out. So we're going to start with the Talavera Marshal Enterprises La Bataille. So I was afraid that was going to happen. That's one of the reasons I don't like putting those boxes up there. Oh, where's my tweezers? Oh, is this thing? Yeah. All right. So what I've got to do here is go in here and move these guys back where they were. Who is this? Oh, Abe McCann. Maybe you can mount the glasses. That was like, bam! It could have knocked everybody a loop. It's like, well, I guess it did. I got to try to figure out where all these guys go. This 48. What's this guy? 53. I thought I picked one up somewhere. Over there. All right, hopefully that straightened that out. Sorry for that delay there. All right, so we're going to get started here, and I'm doing this a little different from the regulations. Okay, this was copyright 1997. The Bataille Talavera that I have is 86, I believe, and I've already mentioned you got the super thin counters and some other things that are a little different. So I'm just trying to figure out where to put everything. I'm probably going to use that lamp. So I don't think that, yeah, we'll fit up there. That's orange. Put it over there for now. Here's tokens. There, sit over here somewhere. So I got to move this so don't fall down and cause a big commotion. So Should have got all this organized prior to I thought I had it all organized. Okay. I'm trying to get my hour chart here on here. There we go. Now we got a little bit of room. So what I want to show you is MUs. Okay. I'm not going to do the normal MUs. Okay. Under the regulations, which is the 4th edition primer, the French would have 3 command points, okay, which would be 3 MUs, okay, besides the light cavalry, okay. So what I'm going to do, these are going to represent the end of turn, okay. So there's 2 of them. Okay, and then for the French, move the British out of the way here. I'm going to give them, of course, we've got the 4th Division under Sebastiani is small. Okay, I'm going to combine them all together under the 4th Corps. Okay, they're not a full corps, so they're really about like maybe a division and a half, 3/4. Okay, so that will represent his activation. Of course, we've got the 1st Dragoons, that's 1st Cavalry, the 2nd Dragoons, okay. We've got the Guard under De Solis, or Desoles, okay, with Joseph, King Joseph. And then the 1st Corps has 3 divisions. So the 1, 2, and 3 will be the 3 divisions of the 1st Corps under Victor. And so I put them in the draw cup. I put these in, and then the British have basically they've got 4 brigades, and then their cavalry. So I'm putting them in, and so I'm getting rid of the rule of Wellington having the pre-command step of running around, okay, and each commander is able to land on, spend a turn on, a movement point, and then continue to move around, and he can activate all those. I'm gonna do it this way. So I may give use Wellington's it's Wellesley. He's not Wellington yet. Wellesley use his command range to be able to influence maybe the die roll for those commanders. When I talk about die roll, I'm using for initiative. Okay, so here's the Solis. Okay, now his command ratings. Okay, top left is it for infantry attack. Okay, bottom is for cavalry. Top right is artillery, and the bottom right is morale. Okay, so we take the highest command rating, okay, not the morale, but one of the other 3. The highest one is a 2. So if he's able to roll a 2 or less on a 6-sided die, then he can basically have a full activation and attack, do more than just move. Okay, it doesn't stop them from being able to, fire and so forth. They're just no close combat. They're not going to assault, so forth, unless he passes that activation. So that's how we're going to do that. So put him right there. He's actually with Joseph right there at the present time, and he's in charge of or in command of Joseph's guard. So, and over here we have Sebastiani. He hasn't quite got up to this area in here. Okay. And then this is the 2nd Dragoons, the 1st Dragoons. And so that's how we're going to deal with the activation. All right. So, and they've got to be within the units have to be within command range. If they're not within command range, then they've got to move to get within command range when their MU is pulled. Okay. So, and of course, the Spanish, they have to roll to be released. Each hour, I roll to see if anyone is released. Okay. I have to roll a 5 or a 6 to release a division. And I don't want to turn, I should have just turned it like that. And a battery can be released. And then there's modifiers. You need to really have Wellesley stacked with Cuesta. They didn't have a very good relationship. It was dealing with trust. Cuesta didn't trust the British. And of course, Wellesley got to not trusting Cuesta because Cuesta didn't deliver like he said he would with supplies and so forth. So they had a kind of a tumultuously relationship. All right. So we've got that in there. We're hitting things as we go along here, but that's how we're going to start. And we are at the 5 a.m. turn. And this is actually scenario 4. No, it's not. Let's see. We're actually starting at what would be scenario 2, but I think, let's see. Where's the other one? Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, we're starting actually with scenario 2. This is the morning attack. So under special rules, the artillery of the 1st Corps, Ruffin's division of the 1st Corps, the cavalry of the 1st Corps, and Merlin's light cavalry division are the only French units that may move until the fall of Hex DO. As soon as an element of one of these formations enters Hex DO, all infantry of Villiat's division may move. If after this, any French combat unit enters Hex LA, all remaining combat formations may move. And scenario 4 is considered to have begun. So basically the French have to trigger the next scenario by getting a unit onto Hex DO and then enter LA. Alright, so DO, we've got to find DO so we know what's going on. So this cup, I'm going to have to adjust this cup. It basically, we're just looking at the British and of course Ruffin, but Merlin, he's actually part of Merlin is part of Sebastiani's. So We put that in there, put these two in here, put the British in here. And then I'll have to add a cavalry. See if I can find one rather quickly here. Should have a 4C in here. There's a 2C. There's a 3C. There it is. Okay. So throw that in there. And let's see how this works. This kind of puts a little bit more limitation on who all you can move at one time. Even though probably the French would have the advantage because of their command structure, but you know, that's just the way it is. All right. So we're just going to really focus right here where we have Ruffin, okay, and this is Ruffin right here, and the artillery, okay, right here. I think, let's see, what's this guy doing way over here? Where would he be? He must have been back here. We'll put him here. And I did add some losses, okay, to some of these units due to the fact that you had the night fighting, okay. The scenario really doesn't, you know, give losses for if you didn't play, you know, the earlier scenario. So I looked at the Napoleonic battle series and looked at the losses that they had there, and then just kind of added some here. So there are some units that have taken a few losses. So all right, now, you know, it may not work very well with the way I'm doing this, and we'll just have to wait and see. Plus, we've already got some losses over here on the order of battle. These units that I've flipped over to the backside. So what we have is we have some skirmishers. There's 3 skirmishers basically. Those would be companies that were eliminated in that night fight. So, all right. Okay, the first one we pull, okay, is going to be the 4th Cavalry, which is Merlin. Okay, so I'll put that up there. Now, Merlin, let me move over this way, is way back here. So we're going to have to focus on where he's at. Here's Merlin, and let's see, this horse, the horse artillery should actually be with him, and these guns should actually be over here, but that's just the way they had it set up. So that's the way we got. Now I didn't find the DO in LA, so I think that's what I was going to do here. Let's do that before we get too far ahead here, and then talk about. We want to talk about the victory conditions. How do we determine who actually won? You know. So, all right. if I turn this off, what happens? Maybe I need to brighten my light. Oh, I know what it is. I pulled this down. There we go. All right, so let's see if I can find the DO that is over here somewhere. There it is. So here's DO. Okay, so that's where Ruffin has to try to get to. Okay, and then see where LA is. Huh. Well, how come I have this guy here alone? He shouldn't be alone. There's LO. Oh, here's LA. So once Ruffin can get to DO, then this is going to release, should be Villiat right here, to attack to get to LA. And so that's what we've got to have done. And then the other thing has to do with victory points. That's how you win the scenario to move on to the bigger battle. Okay, is for the French to capture that, and the British are trying to stop them. So the Spanish really don't have anything to do at the present time. Now, if we're able to move on, then that blue disc is the road that Joseph is trying to get to. He wants to exit there. And he can get a victory if he can exit at least one corps that's no higher than level 1 in morale. So, and the British are trying to, of course, stop him. And, of course, both sides can get a victory through pushing the other army to a higher level morale, like 3 or 4. So, all right. Now I think we're ready to deal with Merlin here, and no relation to the wizard. All right. So let's move Merlin and his merry band. And it's really like, okay, well, where would we want to take them? I think they would be good to take around to the British left flank and try to get in behind them. That or come up and support La Peace and Villiers. But I think we're gonna try to have them go around to the flank. And when we're talking about the flank there, we're talking about moving around, okay, from where they're at here, okay, moving them up, avoid these, I think those are orchards, orchards, and moving around here to get up there to the British left flank over there, okay. I think that's our plan. So, all right, so the first thing we have to do is we got to see, well, we're just moving, so we really don't have to roll, except if they fail, they can only move half of their. That was the other factor I didn't include, was I restrict their movement to only half. So We've got a roll here for Merlin to see if he can get a full activation. Follow his orders. Okay, so I rolled a 4. So they can only move, oh, excuse me, can only move half. So, excuse me. So these Polish Lancers can move half, and we're rounded up. 13, that's 6.5, so it'd be 7. So they're wanting to move over there. So these thin counters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They didn't get very far. Okay. And so right here, this one here is moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And again, these are not losses. This is the increments that are there with that unit. So these guys can go 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see, that might put them out of range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. This one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And of course Merlin here. I'll put him back here. Where's command range? And then the Source artillery is going to go with them, so they can go only 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. The other thing is these counters, they're not regular square. They're like an elongated square. These counters. Kind of odd. Okay, so let's see who else we get. Okay, so that's one of the time controls. Okay. Oh, got the other time control. Okay, so no more movement. Okay. So now what we have is we don't have any charges. We're not going to have any melees. Okay. So now what we do is we're just firing, okay, with artillery and any small arm fire that we could possibly have. So, of course, that's going to be this artillery here, which probably is about right. The French would want to open up with some artillery, with say an artillery barrage, before they actually do any kind of movement against the British forces. So, all right. Ooch. And I'm gonna do artillery fire wherever the artillery is at, and I'm not going to restrict it just to roughing. You know, scenario wise, you're supposed to just focus on that, but you know the artillery is going to go ahead and fire. It wouldn't just hold their fire. So, all right. So this is like simultaneous. So gotta get out some of this stuff that I use. And you just go across from one side to another. And let's see if I can scoot in some. All right. So we'll start off with this artillery piece right here. Okay. And the way they did this slope markings, it's a little bit difficult to see exactly, you know, what's what and so forth. Of course, this almost needs something there to hold that down. Put that cup there for now. All right, so that artillery and when you fire, you're firing at a hex. So the defense of the hex is what matters. So, for example, skirmishers have a defense of 14, so they're not so easy to hit. Now the other thing is, I've got to mark. I need to mark these. Excuse me. These British units as prone, and I haven't done that. Wellington very often had his men lie down. Not only for hidden movement, but protection against artillery fire. So I've got all these counters to put on these units. And so just to show you what they look like. Okay. So that shows a unit that's a soldier that's laying down. There we go. All right, so basically we're talking about not the skirmishers, but these other units. Set this guy here, the guy there. Pretty much, it's going to be all of the British soldiers are laying down. Of course, laying down, they won't be able to fire, but it's going to protect them against artillery barrages. So I got a whole bunch more of these over here to put on. On the reverse side, it tells you what they are. They're prone. So I should have had this already on there. I kind of forgot about it. This guy, oh, I see. Okay. That's why he's alone. Yeah, well, the rest of them need to be laying down too, I guess, if I get enough markers. May not have enough to get them to all lay down. Okay. All right, so that's what I do with that regulation book. So on that counter, the numbers on the left have to do with the fire value. Okay, the top one, 8, I think is it 18? 18 is 1 to 2 hexes. Then 12 is 3 to 5, and then 6 to long range. And then, of course, it can also go to extreme range from 10 to 14 hexes. But, of course, the fire value then becomes 3. So 1 to 2, 3 to 5, and then 6 to 9. So, and remember, if I'm firing at skirmishers, okay, and these guys that are turned over out here, those are skirmishers. Okay, they're going to be in 2 hexes. They're splitting the hexes along the spine. Okay, so this artillery unit here wants to fire at, I guess he'll fire, let's see, we'll fire here at this, well, let's just fire at this other artillery unit right there. All right, so we've got a distance of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's going to be using the middle number, which is 12. Okay, and we have artillery alone in a hex unlimbered is 8 and clear. So if we do the odds on that, so we've got 12. So it's going to be 1.5 to 1. And of course now what we do is we use this chart here, and we've got, I'll just pull back and bring it in here. Okay, so at the top, 1.5 to 1. We're going to have to roll, looks like in the 40s, to be able to get a hit. Okay, so we're rolling 2 dice. One dice will be, of course, the 10s. The other dice will be the 1s. And so, okay, I rolled a 44. And that, of course, is a hit. Let's see here. 44 is a hit. All right, so that artillery unit is taking a hit. And I'm not going to keep up with ammo. Okay, I'm just not going to keep up with ammo in this. That's just something else for me to try to have to keep up with. So, and so I'm placing the loss underneath. So, since this is simultaneous, we're going to go ahead and let that artillery unit there that just took the loss, we'll go ahead and let them fire at full strength. Okay, so they have their numbers are 9, 6, and 3. So, and they're going to fire back. So basically, those two trade fire. Okay, and so again, that's range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So strength of 6, defense in the clear is 8. Okay, so that's going to be like 1 to 1.5. So they're going to have to roll about a 56. And they rolled a 24. So, all right, so those two have fired. And then what we do is we just move along. Okay, I'll go ahead and fire with this artillery that's back here. Okay. Let's close in on them. All right. And they want to fire right here at this artillery with these with the infantry right here. The 27th, the first of the 27th. So here to here. Okay, I got to pull back a little bit. All right, from here to here. So 1, 2, 3. Those are skirmishers. We fire over the top of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 will be actually long. So that's going to be a 7. And we've got infantry and artillery together. So that's only going to be a fire defense of 6. So that's 1 to 1. Ooh, 61. Okay, so that's going to be a hit. And it's the artillery that, the infantry that takes the hit. All right. I think I've got to go back and roll for morale on that since they took that hit. That's something that I did not do. Is I didn't do that. So I've got to roll for this artillery unit here. They got a morale of 21. So and I rolled a 14, so that they become disordered. Okay, and then here, okay, got to check to see what the infantry unit's morale is. And so its morale is 31. It's the bottom. Okay, so got to roll higher than a 31. All right, I rolled a 64, so they're okay. All right. All right, so now got to check here. Let's go with this unit here. It hasn't fired yet. guess it's going to fire right here at this unit right here. Okay, it's laying down. So that's going to be a range of 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be 12. Okay. And we've got infantry that's prone. Let's see if we have that on here. I'll have to look. Okay, so the fire defense of a hex containing in a formation that is lying down is increased by 6. So normally, okay, now they're in line. So they would be 9 plus 6 is 15. Okay. And our strength of that artillery is 12. So that's going to be 1 to 1.5. And we rolled a 14, so that's no effect. It's going to be difficult for the French to be able to do anything to the British with them laying down. So let's move to this artillery unit there. And same thing. Well, let's see here. What do we got here? Yeah, I just ran out of prone. So he would have been prone too. I mean, if I can fire at this little skirmisher unit, probably be able to get a better opportunity to get a hit on him. So if we fire there, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be close range. That's 18. And with that red and red and red, it's better if I put an orange out there. There we go. Easier to see. Okay, so a skirmisher is at 14. And we're at 18. So that's basically, it's going to be 1 to 1. It's not going to round up. Okay, so 43. Oh, there's going to be a hit. So I think that's going to eliminate that skirmisher. Let's see what he's got. Yep. All right, so that skirmisher is eliminated. Belongs to the 88th foot. Okay. So that's part of the first. No, let's see. Part of the light. That's the 88. There he is. All right. So now let's see what other artillery units we have for the British. No one's within musket range. Okay, so we've got to come all the way over to here to get someone that can fire So let's pull back a little bit. All right, so we're going to fire here to here. He's in column. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's going to be long range, so that's firing at strength of 7. Okay. And he's in column, so I think that's going to be a 6. Yeah. So it's 1 to 1. And 64 is a hit. That could be a leader loss if we were hitting a target that had a leader. So they take another hit. Okay. So their morale is 27. They passed. They rolled a 33. Okay. Let's go back to, okay, this unit here. I fired that one, and that one. I haven't fired this one yet. And I guess we'll fire at these skirmishers again. We're having a pretty good shot at the skirmishers. So 1, 2, 3, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So that's gonna be at strength of 12. Skirmish is 14, so it's 1 to 1.5. 1.5. Yeah, 1 to 1.5. So we've got to roll pretty high. 31 is not going to be enough. Okay. So the next one would be right here, but let's see, we should have some more, maybe we don't. I guess that's all the artillery except for the Spanish. I got a Spanish gun. The other thing is I should be rolling for ricochet from these units, because you can have ricochet all the way out of ways. So okay, so I fired this here and right here, and so the ricochet okay, we can, all right, so they were firing, so pretty much I think the ricochet is probably going to be, yeah, it's going to be this unit. All right, let's see how far that is going to be. I'll put a black one here. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so let's see. He's got a range of 8. So I think the furthest he can go is 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So okay. And his strength would be a 3. So 3 against a column, that'd be a 6. So it's 1 to 1.5. No. 3, that'd be 1 to 2. Not 1 to 1.5. Yeah, 1 to 2. 32, nothing. Okay. And I know I missed ricochets back over here. I took out this skirmisher here, so, and the skirmisher was right here. So here's where the skirmisher was. So the only thing is you've got it would stop at this after this one because of the slope. There's a slope right there. So we would embed into the slope. So we do have to check that one though. These guys right here. So could be this guy. I think he was in here though. So I'm gonna pick this guy. Okay. So he's in line laying down. So that's gonna be 9 plus that's 15. And let's see, his range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So still at 12. So 1 to 1.5. 52. I think that'll be a hit. No. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Yeah, 52's not quite enough. And then it would stop. And so then over here, okay, this guy didn't get a hit on anybody, but still he fired. Let's see. I know he fired somebody. I would have skipped him. Okay, so we hit here, and let's see if there's a slope right there. There is. So that one just embedded in that slope. This one here, this got fired here, so he would have a ricochet. He's got a range of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means he would fire at him again. This was his original target. So, you know, he hit him here, and then would hit him there. So, that's going to be, let's see, range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's at strength of 12. And the target's going to be 14, so 1 to 1.5. Okay, that was a miss. And then it would move on to that guy. Now is it long range? Half of 9 would be 4.5, so 4. Okay, that's 1 to 3. Can't go any lower than that. 31's nothing. Okay, so I didn't get anything there either. And let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so we can actually get to this guy right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then keep going. So he's going all the way out there. This was the original target. Okay, hit here, missed here, and then there. Could actually go there, I guess. Going across here like that, he'd probably hit this guy. Okay, now I don't have that guy laying down. I just ran out of markers. I'm just saying that they're all laying down. So except for the skirmishers. So that's going to be for was that how much is that? Line and laying down. Yeah. No effect. Okay. And I'm going to be doing some things I know that are probably out of the ordinary. I haven't played this series in so long, and so I know I'm going to get some things that are going to be not correct. So, well, I still have a British unit that hasn't fired. Okay. All right. So that British unit is right here. All right. And they want to fire here at that unit. Okay. They're in column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the range they have. So it's going to be long range, which is going to put them at 3. And he's in column, so that's 6. So it's going to be 1 to 2. 46 is not enough. Yeah. But it might, as it ricochets through, hit somebody else, which is now, here's the original target, now here's the next target. Okay. So, but I don't think the strength is going to be enough. He would be at half strength beyond the 6, the range of 6. So 1 to 6 1 to 6 isn't allowed. You know, that's 1 to 6. So, all right. So that's all of that. And then we go to the last unit, which is the artillery unit that's at Pejor de Vergara. Pejor, right here. Okay, 3 front hexes, so we can fire at any of these units. And we're actually going to fire at the 45th. The first of the 45th there. So we're going to fire at. Now, they've got a maximum range of 6. So they may not be able to fire. I think they're too far away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they're going to be at half strength, which is 3 at half. So they're not going to be effective that far away. All right. Not much really accomplished in that first turn, just because of the end of turn chits that were pulled. So we had Merlin move just a little bit, and then that was about it. So let's put this stuff back in the cup again. shake it up and get going for the next turn. We don't have anybody that's that needs to well, yeah, we do. We can rally or attempt to rally. I know that unit. So this unit here is going to attempt to rally. So normally they've got a 21. For artillery, their rally or morale marker or factor, I should say factor. Okay. Is the middle number on the right hand side, 21. So they've got a pretty good chance of rallying. So where is the information about the morale and its effects? I guess it's in the regulations here. I thought it was in each scenario booklet. There should be probably in this, they don't have, probably in this older version, they don't have the morale. I'll have to look at one of these other because there should be a with the morale If you're at disorder, your morale is affected. Okay. So dealing with morale, French Allied infantry check morale each time they lose an odd number. Each time they lose an increment due to British or KGL musket fire. Battalions of King's German Legion check each time they lose an odd numbered increment. All Spanish combat formations check morale each time they are the target of fire. Spanish battalion must make the morale check if fired upon regardless of a casualty. But I don't see where they give you the morale modifiers. Like I said, this is the older rule set that came with this box. So, but there should be a list of when you roll for rally. There should be a list of I thought it was like maybe there's not. I just ran into a problem. Let me look at the Quattro Bra. That or the Linnae. That was volume 5. But you know, it came with the same rule set. No, it came with the 3rd edition. So I think with the 3rd edition, I'm pretty sure there was morale modifier. So there's stacking modifiers. So I thought if you were disordered, you were on like, you know, your morale was modified. Maybe it is. Maybe I need to. That's where I need to look. Did I have? I wonder if this has. Okay, well, let's see. Go. Let me look under here. Maybe I can find it that way. I think that's where it's at. I think it's probably over here when it talks about when you're in different formations. So let's see here. Skirmishers. No, I guess not. Where is it at? Well, maybe there's not. Okay, here we go. Aha! Let me pull back. Ooch. Okay, so disorder. Combat units in disorder are marked with a disorder marker. Okay, and these are the newer markers. I've got the older game. Okay, combat units in disorder subtract 3 from the die roll whenever they make a morale check. There we go. All right, that's what I was wanting to find. So you can subtract 3, or you can add 3 to the morale. Okay. So that unit's morale is, take this here out of the way. Let's get up here where we can actually see the unit. Okay. Right here is 21. Okay. I want to change that die to a red one. It's like, well, where are my red die? Excuse me. I'm gonna have to. I got enough dye, I can find a red dye, that's for sure. I have to use that have to go with that. Wow. I guess you just have to fast forward through this delay and me scrounging around, looking for this, looking for that. Trying to remember where everything's at. Alright. Right, you guys know, well, what the difference does it make what die you have? It does, to me. We'll pull that out. Okay. I'm going to use that die instead of that one. So. Y'all don't even really see the die hardly ever. Occasionally. So. Alright, so here we go. 21. We got to roll higher than 21. We're going to subtract 3 from the die. And I rolled a 66. Okay. So that's a pass. So they get to remove their sorted marker. And so that's the end of the 5 o'clock turn. We go to 5:20. And we put everything back in the cup. Let's put that there. Got a couple of, or at least, let's see, I think we might have got rid of 2 skirmishers there. It's like, well, you're better off getting after the skirmishers. Okay, so we've got the 4th Brigade. And let's see where they're at. They have to dig around for them. So how do you turn? I guess I can't tighten that down. All right. I think that's Wellington's aid. Yeah. Well, Wellesley. It does say Wellington, but it should be Wellesley. I think he gets his Duke of Wellington after this. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Where's 4? 53, 40, 53, 40. Oh. Not that I really want to move anybody. So, but I could, you know. I guess I'll move this. Well, these guys here remain with the unit. You don't put them out like a skirmisher. Okay. And I guess I need to discuss that, since we've got Campbell here with some of the 60th rifles. Let me let's see here. Should be okay. Okay, so here talking about the British rifle companies. Note that these are different from British light companies. Okay, these companies must always stack with a British or a King's German Legion battalion. They have no effect upon stacking, fire, or melee. They suffer the same results from combat as the battalion they are stacked with. If the battalion is eliminated for any reason, so is the company. Now, what's the benefit? Okay, so here's the benefit. British rifle companies do not have a parent battalion, but may move from one battalion to another, as the British commander sees fit during the movement phase. These companies do not need to remain within 2 hexes of their parent battalion if it is reconstructed. Okay, that's where you join them together. Okay, and there's a unit out here that is they're all joined together. Okay, it says at least 2 companies must be in the same hex. Then place the battalion counter in the hex and remove the companies. The battalion must be marked with an information marker to show that it has 1 current increment. To detach companies from this battalion, just reverse the process. Now, whenever a British combat formation checks morale adjacent to a British rifle company, it will subtract 6 from the die roll. Okay, British and King's German Legion battalions that fire and are stacked with a rival company will increase a potential leader casualty. The dice result is a 61 through 66 instead of the normal 65 to 66. Okay, and it says French artillery may not unlimber within 2 hexes of a British rival company. So that's what they're that's the whole purpose of those guys. But they've got to stack with a unit. So maybe that's what I want to do with Campbell. He doesn't have. Campbell's only got. Let's see. Well, he's got four. I guess he's got 6 battalions. So. I don't know where his 6 are at. He's got 1 there, 1 there. Of course, he's got this one here. Of course, I've got a roll. And he's got a 2. That's his highest. So we'll have to roll to see if some units can move, and if they can, then they can only move half if he they can move full. I rolled a 1, so yeah, I can move them however. So I'm trying to think, where's the rest of Campbell's guys? Oh, excuse me. I don't know where they're at. They're not right there where he's at. They must be placed somewhere else. So these 3 are his. That one's not. There's that. So one thing is, I want to move this 60th rifle up here. So he's going to move. Got to move him to 10. So he's going to move 1, 2, 3 and stack with this guy. Of course, it cost him 1 to get up, and then it cost him another to lay back down. These guys are going to move to here. No, that's a gun. Okay. So actually, I want to move these up. And if I do that, they can't lay down. I'm going to move them up to here. And then, that's not his. This guy here, 1, 2, he's going to move to right there. Alright, so that's all that they can do. I gotta figure out where these other battalions are at. Must have got mixed in with somebody. Alright, the first division of Victor's Corps. Let's see what they can do. And of course this cavalry over here, got to figure out how they're connected. That's the aide de camp. So one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But he's not actually part of Ruffin's division. He's part of Victor's. So, talking about command range, I think it's 6 hexes. Maybe it talks about it here in the back. Okay, so corps leaders are in command if they're within 10 hexes of the army leader. Division leaders are in command if they're within 6 hexes of their immediate superior leader. Usually a corps leader, sometimes a wing leader. So 6 hexes. So the division, the units of the division must be within 4 hexes. Okay. And I already said, let's see, they are what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But of course they do have that aide de camp there. So if I can roll a 1, then they can activate. Otherwise they can just move half. Got a 3, so they can move half, and they're going to move with these guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is where they're going to go. Okay. Oh no, that guy went way under there. Let's see here. I'll have to try to get him out with this ruler. How that happens. Okay. need some non-stick tape. But I'm telling you, these counters are so thin. Okay, so 15, he can go 8. 6. I'll put him right there. And Ruffin, of course, he has to get, if I'll look here, I guess I could mark. I've got those these things here. I could put that underneath there. A CLA. So if I put this LA's right there, and then the other one, DO I believe is right here. Yeah. So all right, so Ruffin here is going to need to move in here to take that. So oops. I got to do something to hold that down. I guess it's gonna have to be those heavy dice. Ouch. That's right. Put some of this heavy dice up here. It'll help to hold that stuff down. All right. So, move this just to move. So, we're going to want to come in here and hit this area here to try to get back there to those. So, we're going to have some down slopes, and we've got this stream to cross. So, okay. Okay, to go down, there's +1, and it's +2 to go up a slope. The stream looks like it didn't cost anything. Okay. So, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And I guess I can move everybody and then say I'm going to assault or whatever, but what's going to happen is these guys are going to retreat. I know that they can retreat, but they might retreat as soon as you get close to them, and they might be able to fire on you. Let's move up there where they're at. Okay, so I was here, that's 2 hexes away. So if I move, you know, I'm moving into their, but I don't think it has. Let's see. Yeah, here's opportunity to fire. So if you move any kind of movement that takes place within the zone of influence is going to trigger way to chance. I believe that skirmishers have the zone of influence out to where they can fire. Trailiars. Okay. Okay, here we go. Trailiars. Trailiars. I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay, even though infantry units deployed as trailiars have a range beyond 1 hex, their zone of influence is limited to their front hexes. Okay. So, alright, so it's only in their front hexes. But if you have Tardiars à cheval, then they will affect movement, but not now let's see what they can do. Let's see. I think they can retreat. They can retreat before combat. Let's go over here and see. Yeah. So they retreat before rolling to stand. Okay. So that means we're going to go ahead and move everybody. Then I'm going to say where I'm going to assault at. Okay. So that's where the first battalion of the 9th. Okay. All right. The 2nd battalion right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, went down slope, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, 7, 8, 9, okay, alright, then the 3rd, now I gotta back up so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, now the 3rd, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down slope, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he goes right there. Okay. And really need this on here to help hold that down. All right, so the 96th is going to hit here, right here. All right, and then the 24th is going to be like a reserve in between. Okay, so we're going to go with the 96th. So 1, 2, 3, and then downslope 4, 5, downslope again 6, 7, and then boom, right there, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's as far as he can go. And I guess I'm going to turn them. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Can't quite get there. All right. Here we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and yeah, I think we're going to stop there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you know what? I didn't even roll for roughing. What's he got? Oh heck, he's only got a 1. That's pretty poor. I've already moved everybody. Okay. So, yeah, he's going to be right there. Well, they have to be, what, within 4, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So here is where I then have to mark units that are gonna assault. And these counters are gonna say shock, but that's so there, of course there. All right. Make sure I get this right about this. So, yeah. All right. Okay, so I got the 1st British Brigade. Okay. They can react. And let's see, the 1st. Okay, I think that's Sherbrooke, I think. Sherbrooke's division. Actually, it's not brigade, but but actually considered division. But okay, so I may have to change that. I may just say, well, they just have to activate instead of rolling to do this other. I think I might just have to go to that where they just activate instead of adding too much onto this. Yeah, because you know we're gonna have these guys are gonna have low numbers. You know, they can still move. They wouldn't be able to like assault. So I guess I can leave it in there. So roll to 3 so they can move. It's just they can only move half. So let's see here. Got that guy. This guy. He's actually going to get up and move 1, 2 down here. So he's not prone anymore. And of course, the other one there can't be prone either. Because somebody came so this unit here would automatically stand up. Anytime a French unit comes within 2 hexes, then they're going to stand up. So okay, so he moved, and I'm going to slide these skirmishers over to there. Oops. This guy's going to stand up, slide over, and then go back down. Okay. I think that's all I'm going to do. All right. Okay, that was one of the turn markers. All right, cavalry. So the cavalry can possibly activate. Part of them or some of them or whatever. So I can put one of Wellington's aides with them. This is Payne. Okay, so now he's got a 4, so he's got a really good chance of passing. So I rolled a 3, so okay, so they can send. The thing with the cavalry, light cavalry will have movement, I think, above 11. And no, 12. So 13 or more is light cavalry. So, all right. So he's going to send. Payne is going to send the light cavalry to strengthen or protect, or some of the light cavalry over to protect the British left flank there, where these dice here are and where these French cavalry units are at. So, say we're going to send These two, and I'm going to keep the heavy. So I think I'm just going to send these two, and Wellesley will have to send one of his aides to basically, I guess, take command. So they've got a movement of 14, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You can actually be moving that way. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. And then Payne himself, well, I think he needs to send probably send another regiment over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So, all right. And then these guys here, okay, we're just going to move them up. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Same thing with these guys. They've got a movement of 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they move to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're going to stay right there. All right, so that's the cavalry. Okay, the 3rd brigade. I guess they called it like a division. So that's going to be Mackenzie. Right here. All right, let's see what he's got. Okay, he's got a rating of 3. So, okay, I rolled a 4, so they can only move half. So I'm going to move these guys up. 1, 2, up there. 1, 2. So of course he's got to get up. He wouldn't be able to move very far. They just move 1, like get up, 1, and get back down. And then these guys move to there. This guy here, 1, 2, just move to there. And he would move to 1, 2 like that. Okay, that's guns, so, all right. Ooh, so now we have the other time control, which means Merlin didn't get to move, nor did the 2nd battalion or brigade. So Alright, so now we go back to we're going to have defense and offensive fire. We're just doing that across the board. Wow. Okay. Now, if you're marked with an assault marker, you cannot take part in the fray, whether it be defensive or offensive. So, all right, I'm going to start over here with this unit, who's in column. It's going to fire right here. So he's going to fire at those skirmishers, and of course they have a looks like he's got a fire strength of 7. Oops. What happened here? There, 7th. The Knight Legar, 2nd. Okay. So their fire strength, okay, is printed. So 7. So that's going to be skirmisher is 14. So it's 1 to 2. 61. 1 to 2. Ooh, no, it was not a hit. Let's see, no. Yeah, it was not a hit. Thought it was going to be. Okay. So thin. This one can't fire. All right, so let's fire with the skirmisher here. Of course, he'll fire here. So, okay, British. Okay, so they have a power value of 12. And column is 6, so that's going to be 2 to 1. But let me check to see if they can fire out of each hex, or if they just fire out of one hex. So Those probably should be only in 1 hex. I think I've got, see, I put them in 2, and they've only got a strength of half, so yeah, they've got to be only in 1 hex. I don't know why. Yeah, not that one. So yeah, they've got to be in only 1 hex. Not in 2. So okay, this guy here is like this. We'll put him here. Okay. So of course he's only going to be able to fire 1. So he's going to fire here. So that's 2 to 1. The fire is not difficult to do. Fire combat and even the melee combat is not difficult in this system. So, okay, we got a 52, 2 to 1. Of course, you have to get like up to 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 5 to 1. Then if you get to 5 to 1, or well, really 6 to 1, you got a pretty good chance of getting 2 hits. So, but a 2 to 1, you know, you got a pretty good chance of getting a hit, but it's just going to be 1. So, but still 1 can cause issues because of morale and so forth. So, and this volume, it doesn't give you, I wish it did, it doesn't give you the chart of when you need to roll for morale. Well, the special rule book here said that French infantry check each time they lose an odd numbered increment. But this is also each time they lose an increment due to British or King German Legion musket fire. So, okay, so that assaulting unit takes a hit, and he's got to check morale. Okay, and so that's his second hit. He took a loss on the previous night. Okay, so he's got a morale of 26. Okay. And I rolled a 25, so he's gonna become disordered. So, all right. So now we will go with, let's see, we'll just go across here. We'll go ahead and go with this artillery unit here. Well, this unit here can fire here because they got a range of 2. So these skirmishers, that's range of 2. Okay. I think when they go to range of 2, their strength is reduced by half. So that would be a strength of 6 against Colin. That's going to be 1-to-1. Still a pretty good chance of getting a hit. 51. Yes. So and then now they have to check their morale, and they've got a 26 as well. Okay. Okay, they passed. Rolled a 51. All right. This artillery unit here is going to fire right there. So that's 1, 2, 3. All right, and they're in column. So 3 is going to be medium range. So that's a 6. 6 against 6. It's 1-to-1. 35, I think it's a miss. Yeah, it's a miss. Okay. This one here can fire there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be medium. So he's got a strength of 10. Column again. It's going to be 1.5. 45, 1.5. Yep, that's a hit. Do they already have a hit? Nope. Leader did not get injured. You had to roll a 65 or a 64, 66. But they do have to check their morale. He improves the morale by 3. Okay, so they've got a 32. So that's going to come down to, and it's easy to look here. You can use this, see. So he's got a 32, so go down 3, 1, 2, 3, so they're going to have a 25. And I rolled a 25. So let me look here. Is it roll low, higher, or roll the number in? Okay, let me just look over here. Just to make sure. Let's see, it should be under here, under fate. Tell me. Should tell me here where it says fate. There it is, maybe. Okay. I think it's, you roll that or higher. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Okay. All right. So they fired. Okay, let me fire some of these other guys here. These guys can't fire, but this artillery right here can. And they I think they can fire. I think they can fire over these guys. But we're going to fire at this artillery here again, and maybe we can destroy it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That's going to be 12. Okay. Yeah, 12. And eight. So yeah, it's going to be 1.5 to 1. 41. I don't think that was enough. Nope, I needed 42. Okay, so they missed. These guys are going to fire. Let's see. I can fire at these guys that are laying down. Right there. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. We'll fire at those skirmishers right there. That's 5, so that's 12. They're 14. So it's 1 to 1.5. 14's not going to do anything. Okay. So let's move over here to these guns. And we'll fire at these skirmishers. So range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 12 to 14. We'll go 1 to 1.5. And a 54. I just got rid of them. Yep. Okay, so those guys are gone. Okay, that was the 3rd Battalion's skirmishers. Okay. Now let's go to here. So, okay, we already fired those guys. Here, okay, strength of 4, he's in line, so British in line, okay. Times 4. That's 16. Okay, he's firing at 16. And then this unit here, so basically I got 2 units firing. Okay. And this guy, that would be 32 against this guy in column, which is 6. Okay. And then that rifle company. Let's see. Oh yeah, he's gonna have to reduce the a 6 from the die roll. So okay, so that's 32 to 6. That's 6 to 1. And we rolled a 63. Ooh, that's going to be 3. 3 hits. Wow. All right. So he takes 3 hits. He's at 4, which is 50% of his strength. So that's going to reduce his morale. Okay, his morale is a 32. So I'm going to have to, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to just make some of my own charts here for some of this. Seems like if they are reduced to half of your let's see, maybe I'll get over here in the losses. See, I was looking for losses. Okay, so here's the losses. Yeah, -6. Okay. So they got to subtract 6. Okay, so they've got to subtract 3. Is it 3 or 6? Because they're adjacent to that rifle. No, it's 6. So we're talking about a total of 12. Okay, that we're subtracting, and they've got a 32. So actually, you know, you can either subtract it or you can add it. Either way, however you want to do it. It's easier, I guess, to subtract it from the dice. Okay, so I rolled a 33. Of course, they're going to disorder. Okay. All right. And of course, that is going to affect their whether or not they're going to roll to close. Okay. All right. So we have that fire. Okay. Now we can go to this other fire here. Okay. So already these guys took out the skirmisher. Okay. And that guy, I don't believe he's fired. Right. I don't think he is. We're going to fire at those guys that are laying down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to be 12. And of course it's 15, so it's 1 to 1.5. You got to roll really high. 11's not going to get it done. So, and we really don't have out of ammo on here. But basically I could say, well, you know, maybe I put a disorganized marker on them, you know, but we really need like an out of ammo, I think. Maybe there's something else that happens here. Let's see. I think maybe the caissons explode or something is what happens. Let's see. Dealing with artillery. Let's see if I can find it here. I thought if you rolled an 11, oh, there it is. Okay, whenever artillery units fire on other artillery units, okay. All right, so it's 65, 66, so nothing if you roll an 11. All right, so now we can go to, of course, we've got British guns to fire, but okay, we're going to go to that artillery unit there. And guess they're fired at these skirmishers. Like we're able to take out skirmishers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's 12 to 14. That's 1 to 1.5. And I rolled a 65, so that means they're going to be gone. So we can eliminate their skirmishers, but we can't hit the guys laying down. The 83rd foot. Where's the 83rd at? I think I already knocked out some of their feet. Maybe not. 83rd, where are they? There it is. Okay. And I'll go ahead and do this artillery unit there. And they're going to fire at this other artillery. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they've got 9, strength of 9 against that artillery. That's unlevered. That's 8. So it's going to be 1 to 1. 51. And that's a hit. So, and of course they would have to, they got to check for morale. They got a 23. They passed. Okay, so now they fire back in return, or fire. They can fire at any other target, but oh, well, there's no ricochet with that one, but I should have had ricochet on some of these others that missed. Dadgummit. Because even though you miss, you still have a chance at hitting. So here, his shot would have just kept sailing there. But this guy, his would have, let's see where he's at. It would have, okay, he's got, what, a range of 10, so 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and it passed right by. Okay, so he's passed by too. We'll go ahead and finish this one here, though. Okay, so, yeah, they could fire there and then hit these guys standing in behind, so why not? All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're going to have okay, their range is 8, so that's 7. So it's going to be 1 to 1.5. And roll a 16, that's a miss. Okay, but then the ricochet, okay, can hit this guy here. So now we're looking at half of 7 is 3.5, and column is 6, so 1 to 2. 12's not enough. And then this one here, that unit, 36 is not enough. Okay. Okay. Okay, so pull back here and let's see what we've got. We've got a couple of artillery units here that can fire. Okay, so we've got this one right here. Okay, and he's going to fire right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going to be 6. So it's only going to have a strength of 3. That's 1 to 2. 32 is not enough, and his range is 6. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should have went to here. 6, 7, 8, 9. So it petered out. Okay, and then let's see. I think that's all. Yeah, and I didn't have any other artillery there. Oh, well, this one here can't reach. The Pajar de Vergara. Pajar de Vergara. They're out of range. So, all right. So, rallying wise, oh no, I've got the shocks. Okay. So, I have to roll to close for roll to close first, and then he can roll to stand. So. All right. So the first one that we're going to check is right here. So, all right. Now he's disordered, so that's -6. Oops. And so he's got a 26. So we've got to subtract 6 from the die roll. And I believe he gets also a when you roll to close. There's a modifier. If I can find it. All right, so roll to close. Okay, top infantry unit in each stack. The dice roll for this morale check is modified by the roll to close morale check modifier table. Okay. And do we have that with this? Probably don't have that with this game. So, let's see here. When rolling to close the top, okay. Okay. So, determine the distance in hexes the infantry units must travel to reach the target of their assault. The target of the assault must be declared prior to rolling to close. Okay, so I didn't do that right. So rolling to close occurs during the maneuver segment. Rolling to stand in melee occurs during the melee segment. So it's based on the amount, the hexes, how far away, and I think it has to do with also with so I don't have that. I wish they would give you that. I don't. Let's see. No, I'm not gonna have it. I'm not gonna have the roll to close chart on here. I don't think I even have. I don't have one of the newer games. I don't think I have one of the newer games that has that. Not even in it. I'm pretty sure I've already pulled up this La Bataille several times. Quatre Bras and the Linné several times. And I'm almost positive that there's not that in here. You have the assault morale modifier, but you don't have the roll to close in here. So maybe that's, I'm gonna have to I think I'm gonna have to stop and see if I can acquire it somewhere. Because it's only gonna be, that's only gonna be in the games probably 1997 and forward. This here is I don't see a date. Yeah, I don't see a date of when. So I think maybe I'll have to stop and do some research to find that, because I know it's not going to be in any of these. That's volume 4. Volume 1's not going to have it for sure. That's our stock. Not going to have it there either. So, yeah. I'm trying to think. Probably, okay, the newer edition. Yeah, the newer edition Quatre Bras would have it. So we're going to have to stop right here. And maybe instead of because I never have really cared for the MU system. I wanted a little bit more, I guess, restriction. So just thinking here, I'll just put this back on here, and oops. Of course, this guy's he's just going to oh, excuse me. With this one here, the skirmisher is just going to fall back. And that's the 53rd. So, you know, he's just going to fall back, and we probably have opportunity fire right here. with him falling back. So let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and roll that opportunity fire. So this guy in column is 7. So it's 1-2. 41's not going to be enough. 1-2. So they can fall back. And so we just stop right there. All right. And then here on this other one, we still have to roll for roll to close. So this is where I'm gonna have to go do some research to find out what I need to do for the roll to close table, because I don't have it on these older games. So I may have to create it looking at another one, a newer version, and then, create it. And like the Spanish are going to have it's going to be very difficult for them to roll to close, and maybe even to roll to stand. Which I don't think they really, besides around Pejar de Vergara, that they really encountered much. I think maybe some of their cavalry might have been involved a little bit, but for the most part, I don't think they really did much besides some of them running away. I think that might have happened on the 27th, where they had a mass exodus of some of Cuesta's troops over, I guess it was a wild animal in some brush or something that scared a bunch of them. I don't think it was any British. I think they tried to claim it was British skirmishers or something, but one of the ways to get a victory is you capture Talavera, control the city, but historically, it was all about destroying Wellesley's army of Portugal, which you can get a victory by putting them on a certain level morale-wise. So, all right, so I'm going to have to stop there and see if I can either come up with find a roll to close table for Talavera, or I have to find one and then make my own. So that's what I'm gonna have to do. And we're at the very end of the 520 turn, which means when I come back, I'm still gonna have one more turn before I move to the multi-man publishing Talavera game, the Napoleonic battle system. So I know this video has been long and there's been some dead time in it, and I apologize for that. There was some things that come up that I wasn't quite expecting, but it'll go faster once I kind of get the hang of playing this system again. I haven't played it in a long time. I had started to do a video comparison with Quatre Bras, but I didn't get very far. So, and there for a long time, I had a hard time wrapping my head around some of the rules, especially in this the primer, the 4th edition, which is the regulation 22. There was just some things that didn't make sense to me for a while, and I guess it's not until I've taken another look after all these years that, oh, I understand that now. So I wish I did have the Volchops game. I had it, and I sold it, and I wish I hadn't. That was a very nice game. I believe it had a maybe it did. I was thinking it had a mounted board, but maybe it didn't. But the graphics and the counters and all of it was top notch. And that was actually against the odds game that was put out using the La Bataille system. So, well, we didn't get very far. Kind of tested the waters on the change of command, not using the regular MU system that the game has. And so, I don't know, just moving the Wellesley counter around like a rabbit just seems odd to me. Seems like that's not the way that he should be treated. You know, just running around in a big circle to try to get to be in the hex for just a short period of time. You know, I think you should move him and let's see what his rating actually is here. I think he's right here. Yeah. And they're actually, for some reason, they're just there. I don't know why I have a prone on them. They're just there. He's just there with one of his aides. So not actually stacked with anybody. Okay. So I've already messed up the top of his counter. So Wellesley, so he's got a 9 defense. So you know, that's a use that as his as a command rating adjustment. Then anybody within the 9 hexes, he can have them do what he wants. So, all right, so I'll come back with the next video after I've either created my own roll to close chart or I've found one. So come on back, see what happens. I appreciate your support. And again, this is 82 Gaming 12, and we're dealing with the Battle of Talavera.